My husband works really hard outside, and sometimes he gets tips in a different way. And this time, sent him with a bag of peaches. So I am going to make peach jelly today, so he can bring a jar of it back to them. I feel like it's always nice to give something back, especially when someone has a kind gesture like that. I always love when he gets little goodies to bring home, and I can make things out of it. So I've got my jars about to start boiling, so I can sterilize them. That was boiled peanuts in the background. They're in the crock pot. I have an appointment in Charleston tomorrow, so that means beach day. So I'm making some boiled peanuts to have on the beach. I've already got my rings washed. These are sitting in some hot water. I'll probably have to redo those. Let's make some peach jelly. I put a cutting board in a pan like this so that I can dice up my peaches, and also it catches all the juice. So at the end, I can pour all the peaches and the juice into my measuring cup. And then I keep a bowl right here just to put the skins in the pits. It just makes it easier during the process to have it already set up. I like to dice them really thin, really small pieces, just because that's what I like in my jam. But you can do big chunks. You can do a potato masher and just mash them. You can blend it. It can be whatever your preference is, but we prefer little bites in our jam. So these peaches are really, really ripe. So what I do is run my knife around the outside like that. Sometimes they'll twist in half. These are like mushing, so it's too much, but I get my knife at the top and kind of peel it down. And that line just gives it a little divider to help it pull off a little bit easier. If your peaches are not this ripe, you can leave them on the counter and let them ripen over time, and they'll be like this. Or you can run your knife around the middle like I just did and just blanch them in some boiling water for a minute, and then dump them in an ice bath, and it'll help the skins peel off. Might not be an exact minute. You can kind of watch them. Depends on the ripeness of your fruit as well. But these are just peeling off. Isn't that satisfying? That's a ripe peach. Now we have 4 cups of peaches. We are then going to add those 4 cups of peaches to a heavy bottomed pot of your preference and add 1 packet of Sure-Jell or whatever kind of pectin you prefer. You can make it with apples, green apples, or whatever you'd like. I'm going to roll the lemon so I can get the most juice out. And to the peaches and pectin, we are going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can get it pre-made or you can fresh squeeze like I did. And then once you've got that lemon juice in, we're going to start adding our sugar. And this is 5 cups of sugar. This is a 4-cup measuring cup. I got another one and added another cup in. So I've got my peaches, my pectin, and my lemon juice in here. And I'm gonna go bring it to a rolling boil. Also gonna add about a tablespoon of butter. It just helps with the foaming. So just a little thing to add. So this is now to a rolling boil. That means even when I'm stirring it, it's still boiling. So we're going to go get dressed, baby. Thank you. So we are going to now add in our 5 cups of sugar, set a timer. We're gonna stir constantly. We're gonna do this for 1 minute. Okay, so this is back to a boil now after adding the sugar. So I'm gonna set my 1 minute. This is peach jelly.
What's that?
That's my canning jars.
Why do you do that in me?
So that here, can you take a step back with your hair down? So those are staying hot. That way I can pour this hot jelly into hot jars. If not, it'll crack. If you put hot jelly into cold jars, it can make your glass crack. So we keep them hot.
Why do you do that? Crack.
Because that's just how glass works. If it's cold and you put hot stuff in it, it can't expand fast enough so it cracks. Okay, so now this has boiled for a minute. You see how there's foam on the top? You can just kind of go through and skim some of that foam off. And then we're gonna get our jars out and we are going to can it up.
Do you want to play Lego Fortnite with me?
Now we're gonna wipe each one of these tops off just to make sure there's nothing sticky so we get a good seal. Now we have these lids. Now we're in hot water. So I'm just gonna dry them and set them all on. Now we're gonna twist these on, just fingertip. And once our water bath comes up to a boil, we're going to process these for 10 minutes. That just means we're gonna let it boil for 10 minutes. I also made a little jar of pickles I'm gonna throw in with these while I've got it all going. The only thing about making jelly is it makes a mess. No matter how many times I do it, no matter what I think it's gonna turn out like, I always end up with jelly sticking everywhere, which is okay. It's part of the fun, part of the yumminess, all that sugar. These have been in the water bath canner boiling for 10 minutes. Now we're gonna take them out. I'll just kind of tilt it and get some of that water off. Absolutely no need. It will all evaporate. Oh, I just heard my first little pop. That's the most exciting sound after all of this, is knowing that it's sealed. You hear that? And if some of them do not seal, don't worry. There's always one or two that tends to not seal properly, and you can just put it in your fridge and go ahead and eat it up. Or you can throw it in the freezer, and then you've got a little freezer jam. Do you hear that? Haha! Exciting stuff. So you can take the rings off after they have popped and sealed. That's what everyone really recommends. I don't. I leave them on. I don't know why. I just do. Don't come after me. Some of you are like, well, you're going to have a false seal and have spoiled food. To my knowledge, I've never had anything spoil. And if it did, I would hope I would be able to tell if it looked funny or smelled funny or anything like that. But see, these are still loose. See, that wax underneath the ring is what is sealing it. So there we go. Now we have a bunch of peach jelly to put up in the pantry or to give out as gifts. I feel like that customer giving Travis a bag of peaches was really sweet. And so to give them a jar of jelly back, I feel like just shows that we appreciated it and we're gonna use it. I want to give them a little bit of fruits of our labor as well for them giving us the peaches. So hope you guys are having a good day. So every single jar sealed, and I had the perfect amount to fill each jar. That never happened, so I am celebrating this win. This one is going to Travis's customer. So these make great little Christmas gifts or little Circes for someone you want to reach out to. Have a good day.